to Murder Inc. And they kept my hook. And, you know, they kept some of the backgrounds and ad-libs and stuff like that. And it was funny. It was a bittersweet because I was really excited because it was J-Lo. You know what I mean? But I was so mad at Irv because I was like, you know I wanted that record. I always, ever since I saw Friday, you know what I mean? Mary Jane. I was like, you give me that. I want that record. I was so mad, but I was happy at the same time because it was J-Lo.
And this is allegedly Ashanti. She was 15 and eager, and soon different label heads were scouting her. When they heard her voice and then saw how she looked, they started scouting her even harder. She was sleeping with one of the producers, the one who made the initial calls.
Brace yourselves for the inside scoop that's sending shockwaves through the grapevine. It's all about Diddy and Ray J, allegedly cooking up a plot to throw Ashanti off her game, even going as far as pulling some industry shenanigans to keep her out of the spotlight. Yep, it's as scandalous as it sounds. And can we just take a moment to remember when Diddy tried to play musical theft with Ashanti's tunes, claiming they were J-Lo's? Now, fast forward to today, and it looks like Diddy might have played a similar hand on Ashanti, just like he did with Cassie. But wait, there's more. Ray J has somehow found himself entangled in this web of whispers, and we haven't even scratched the surface on the rumors about his actions when Whitney Houston left us. But let's zoom in on the main event. Did Diddy and Ray J truly pull off some behind-the-scenes maneuvers on Ashanti, causing chaos in her career? Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a deep dive into the intricate layers of this scandalous saga.
And it was funny. It was a bittersweet because I was really excited because it was J-Lo. You know what I mean? But I was so mad at Irv because I was like, you know I wanted that record.
So, Ashanti is making a comeback in the music scene after a bit of a hiatus. And while it's fantastic to see her back in the spotlight, there's a bittersweet undertone to it all. The buzz around town is that if it weren't for J-Lo swooping in and taking opportunities from her, Ashanti would be hitting the big leagues right about now. And as it turns out, J-Lo snatching a bit of her career was just the beginning. Ashanti reportedly faced a rough time when she first stepped into the music industry. For some context, back in the 90s, J-Lo had this thing where she'd cozy up to all the big shots in the industry, like Irv Gotti, the CEO of Murder Inc. Records. According to Ashanti, Gotti played a significant role in handing over the track I'm Real to J-Lo, even though Ashanti had expressed interest in it for herself. By the way, the sample used in I'm Real was initially intended for Mariah Carey's Glitter soundtrack, but J-Lo worked her magic and got close to Mariah's ex-husband and former Sony Music CEO, Tommy Mulata. According to Mariah's 2020 memoir, J-Lo and Tommy schemed to snatch the sample from her and sabotage her career. Mariah revealed that she had come up with the idea to sample a track called Firecracker by the Japanese band Yellow Magic Orchestra. However, Sony got wind of it, and Tommy Mulata swiftly moved in to use the same sample for J-Lo's song. In her memoir, Mariah expressed how, after hearing her new song using the same sample, Sony hurried to strike a deal with another female entertainer on their label, whom Mariah didn't know. So, the sample Mariah wanted to use ended up on J-Lo's song I'm Real, featuring Ja Rule. Interestingly, Ja Rule was initially supposed to collaborate with Mariah, but once again, Tommy Mulata interfered and suggested he should jump on J-Lo's track instead. Adding more drama to the mix, Diddy allegedly played a role in getting Ja Rule to do the remix with J-Lo. The intrigue deepens, as it's hinted that Diddy and Ja Rule had more than just a professional connection. They were supposedly involved in some personal escapades, at least according to the revelations from Diddy's former bodyguard. This former bodyguard shared some eyebrow-raising details, recounting an incident where Diddy bought a bunch of items, notably butt plugs, during a shopping trip. When confronted about it, Diddy responded with a nonchalant desire for solo shopping. Later that day, the same rapper Ja Rule was spotted in a room with Diddy, and an unexpected visitor claiming to be Ja Rule's cousin tried to barge in.
He said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there.
Fast forward to the collaboration on the remix for I'm Real, where Diddy reportedly stepped in to assist Irv Gotti and Ja Rule. However, here's the real tea. In a 2014 interview, Ashanti dropped a bombshell revealing that it was actually her voice they used on that track.
J-Lo's I'm Real. When you said, you wrote that, right?
No, Ja wrote
Ja
I'm
wrote
Real.
it.
I wrote Ain't It Funny.
Okay. Now, did you sing the reference to it? Because I hear
Yeah.
you all over the song.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why didn't they take Ashanti off the song? Because I feel like you sang the whole song.
Now let's jump to 2021, when the whole drama around I'm Real flared up again. This time it was Ashanti taking the stage during her versus battle with Keisha Cole, introducing the song to a whole new generation. You know how the TikTok crew loves to play detective, right? Well, they dove into the archives, uncovering old receipts to argue that J-Lo had a history of lifting from black female artists right from the start. Not to mention, they stumbled upon the explicit version of I'm Real, where J-Lo reportedly uses the N-word, stirring up some serious heat on TikTok. The TikTok community went all in, keeping the pressure on J-Lo for about 4 months. And then, here comes Ashanti, subtly throwing some shade into the mix. When asked about finally getting recognition for her vocals, she dropped a line about how crucial it is to get that acknowledgement, especially in a time when everything seems to be a bit of smoke and mirrors. Meanwhile, other black women artists stepped forward, echoing the sentiment that Diddy had a knack for swiping their songs for J-Lo. One of these voices was singer Shantae Moore, who straight up claimed that Diddy snagged a song originally meant for her, only for it to later become J-Lo's mega hit, If You Had My Love. The plot thickens, and the music world continues to be a stage for both recognition and controversy.
And Rodney Jerkins actually came and wrote this wonderful song for me called If I Gave Love. And you know, the Jennifer Lopez song was If You Had My Love. I heard that it was because Puff Daddy walked in and heard my song and said, I want that song. And he was like, yeah, well, that's already taken. You know, we wrote that for Shantae and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, I want that song. So Rodney wrote really the same song. Honestly, if you hear my song, it's the same song. Mine says, if you had my love and baby that gave me, if you had my trust, would you use it against me?
In the whirlwind of recent allegations surrounding Diddy and J-Lo, it's no surprise that J-Lo is keeping mum on the matter. But let's shift our focus back to Ashanti, who faced struggles not just from Diddy and J-Lo allegedly swiping her songs. According to a recent blind item, Ashanti supposedly endured being passed around by shady old producers who subsequently sabotaged her career. Now, it's essential to note that all of this is speculative, lacking concrete proof, and a somewhat sketchy timeline. Some even speculate it might refer to another singer signed to Murder Inc. Nonetheless, if any young woman went through such an ordeal, it's undeniably disturbing. According to the blind item, when Aaliyah tragically passed away in 2001, leaving a void in the music scene, record executives were on the lookout for a replacement. Enter Ashanti, working out of Murder Inc. studios. Allegedly, certain record producers sought someone to step into Aaliyah's shoes, not just in talent, but in other aspects too. Aaliyah, as previously disclosed, faced inappropriate advances from several producers while being treated as a commodity. Fast forward a couple of years after Aaliyah's passing, and a significant record producer, allegedly Irv Gotti, made calls about a young singer, supposedly Ashanti, who was just 15 at the time. Eager and ambitious, label heads started scouting her, especially after hearing her voice and seeing her looks. The blind item suggests Ashanti got involved with one of the producers, the one who initiated the calls, reportedly Irv Gotti. Then, Ray J entered the scene and allegedly informed Diddy about Ashanti. The blind item claims that Ray J, for some reason, took Ashanti from Gotti and delivered her to Diddy, who supposedly also had inappropriate relations with her. This caused a fallout between Diddy and Ray J, leading to Diddy allegedly blackballing Ashanti and appropriating her songs for J-Lo. However, the blind item mentions a porn star in charge of Ashanti's career, who had a feud with the mogul, presumably Diddy, and forbade any further connections with Ashanti. This reportedly resulted in a complete lockdown of Ashanti's career for nearly a decade. While some people argue that the timeline doesn't quite align, as Ray J is actually a year younger than Ashanti, the blind item suggests that it could potentially be about singer Tiara Marie, signed at the age of 16 to Jay-Z's label, Def Jam. Tiara Marie's career later took a questionable turn, making her a possible candidate for the blind item. If this speculation holds true, the first producer might be L.A. Reid, and the mogul could be Jay-Z. The intricacies of the music industry as revealed in this blind item paint a distressing picture of a young artist caught in a web of exploitation and career manipulation. Regarding Ashanti, she indeed faced a situation with an unnamed producer, as revealed in her December 2022 interview on The Breakfast Club. According to Ashanti, after collaborating on 2 records, the producer proposed an unusual request to shower together before including the songs in the album. Initially thinking it was a joke, Ashanti was surprised when the producer insisted, offering the records only if she agreed to the proposition or pay a substantial fee. This disturbing encounter sheds light on the challenges and inappropriate demands faced by artists in the industry. While many initially assumed this incident involved Irv Gotti, recent speculation suggests it could have been Diddy. Some argue that Ashanti's collaboration with Diddy on a remix of his track, Got to Move On, last year supports this theory. Additionally, claims emerged that Diddy faced a lawsuit in the past for making a similar request to another employee. The discussion surrounding this incident raises questions about the identity of the producer and whether the blind item was indeed about Ashanti or another artist. People's opinions on this matter vary, with some asserting it was Diddy, emphasizing their collaboration on the new album, while others believe it could be someone else. The unsettling nature of such incidents highlights the need for greater awareness and accountability within the music industry. What are your thoughts on this blind item? Was it about Ashanti or someone else? Who do you think the producer was? Share your views in the comments, and don't forget to check out our next segment.